Again, the founder and program director at Hand in Hand, and this is our class 2 of Building Emotional Understanding. This is the first segment of that class. And I want to go back over the concept that we talked about in the first class, the idea that feeling connected builds your child's intelligence. As a matter of fact, it's the foundation of your child's intelligence. What research has found is that your child has a mind full of neurons, and the way learning happens is that neurons connect and make very sophisticated webs that store the information that they process as their lives go from moment to moment. And at first, there's not much structure in the intelligence. There are some deeply instinctive capabilities that are very sophisticated. The ability to love, the understanding of when someone's full of tension and when they're relaxed, all of that is hardwired. The instinct to connect, the instinct to use eye contact and really thrive on eye contact, the instinct to try to connect with this radar that looks for it all the time, moment to moment. Children are born with this instinct, but they don't know why the sun comes up in the morning, or what that loud sound is when the door slams, or why the dog might be barking, or what's going to happen next when you pick them up and put them in your arms as an infant. All of that is information that needs to be collected and figured out and sorted and compared with past experience. And children's minds do that properly when they feel connected. And children's minds are filled with emotion and worry and fear and unpleasant feelings, and that jams the information flow when they don't feel connected. It's like this sense of and connection and safety really, it's the same concept. It's like you can tell that someone's there, and you can tell that you're protected when you feel safe. But if a loud sound comes, someone's there and they're protecting you and nothing dangerous has happened. But if you don't understand that sound, the sense of connection, the sense that someone is there for you is gone, because the brainstem was interpreted that signal as danger. So all can be well, and you can be offering connection, but your child can lose the sense of connection with surprise, with a cold, an illness. It's like you're there and you're offering it, but they can't access that sense that all is well. So when we're talking about connection, we're really talking about a sense of safety and a sense of connection. And when either one breaks, it's like, say you turn around and walk away from an infant to wash your hands after you've diapered them, very necessary thing. And the child is safe, they don't sense danger in the environment from anything that's happening, but they do sense danger because they lost their connection with you. They can't see you anymore. They don't know why you left. So the sense of connection is really, it's a larger concept than connection, larger concept than safety, but it involves both things. And so when children feel connected, they're able to be cooperative, they're able to be playful, they're able to be empathetic, they actually care about others, and they're able to learn. When I did infant toddler care, it was so interesting. People say that children don't notice one another much when they're babies, and they say that children only do parallel play. They only play with their own things until they're 2 years old, and then they kind of figure out how to relate to one another. That's actually not my experience at all. When children have a good sense of connection, they're very interested in one another. They light up when they see another baby. And they develop relationships with other babies, although they can't talk. So in our infant toddler center, we had a little girl who was 13 months old, Julia, and a little boy who was 8 months old, Ari, in my room that I took care of. And Julia went on a 3-week trip to England with her parents, and her mom came back and said, Julia was calling Ari's name in the morning and in the night. Ari, Ari, Ari. The whole trip, every day, she was thinking about Ari, calling his name, looking around for him. Couldn't figure out why he wasn't there too. And that's a very young age at which to, express that kind of connection. But children are far more intelligent and far more engaged with one another than we realize if they have a good foundation of connection from their parents. So connection and learning really go together. Every single moment that you are offering connection to your child and they are able to receive it, they are learning well from their experience. You can trust that. So every moment that you're, oh, big step now, come on, I'll help you. You want a hand? So you're offering connection, you're offering, assistance and attention, and then you give them the choice. You're not saying, hold my hand, it's a big step, come on. No. That's not contingent communication. That's communication that is full of tension and doesn't allow a child to respond. It doesn't give a child a chance to be part of what goes on. It tells a child what to do. So you offer contingent communication. Hey, want a hand? Big step. And then you wait and see what happens, and together you make something happen, together with your child. Every moment that that kind of thing is happening, your child is learning well. Their mind is building. This is why, for instance, if you've got a child who has trouble with homework, they just don't have the patience for it, and I actually agree with children, they shouldn't be having homework until they're in high school. It's really, playtime is much more constructive, much more learningful than doing, mimeographed pages. However, your child needs to do homework, they can't pay attention to it, they don't want to. If you just say, hey, come sit on my lap, I'll be with you while you do it. You don't have to do it for them, but often just the offer of connection, the ability to be with you, really helps. It helps their mind to open, helps their mind to use the situation for something good. The little questions that you get from children that seem to come out of nowhere, Mommy, why is the sky blue? As you're driving someplace. That reflects the fact that your child actually has a sense of connection, although they're in the back seat. You've somehow managed to make them feel a part of the situation. You've managed to project your availability. Their mind is working just fine. And the question doesn't come out of nowhere. The question comes out of feeling relaxed and feeling with you. Their mind is learning. They're seeking new knowledge. Another example of, using connection is we have several people who are instructors who run parent co-op schools. And one of them has, once she took our class and took the instructor's training, decided that as the director of her school, every morning she was going to get down on one knee, and as each child came in, she was going to spend a minute connecting, a minute listening to them, looking in their eyes, maybe holding their hand, seeing what they had for lunch, just a minute connecting so that they had someone to connect with the minute they walked in the door, and they could depend on that connection. It's a really good use of this information. The group called ETR, Educational Training and Research Organization, did a study of something like 642 pieces of research to find out what is it that allows teenagers to grow well and healthy. What is it that keeps them out of violent situations? What is it that keeps them from smoking? What is it that keeps them from becoming pregnant too early or causing pregnancy too early? What is it that keeps them from dropping out of school? What is it that keeps them away from addiction to drugs? And the one unifying factor that is very, very powerful in protecting teens from poor outcomes and poor choices is a sense of connection with their parents. A sense of connection. The teen says, I really feel safe with my parents, or one parent at least. And the parents say, I really feel safe with my teen. That's the best predictor, the strongest predictor of good outcomes through adolescence. So I think we're on the right track for looking at connection, how to build it, how to strengthen it, and how to repair it when it gets frayed, so that you can keep on doing this contingent communication, this chance to, if your child is blocking you out because they've lost their sense of connection, this chance to find a way to reach back in and unite the two of you again. And if you're being blocked out by your own upsets and your own worries and the stresses in your life, that you have a way to go repair that situation with some good emotional support so that you can then make yourself available, you can feel your love for your child again.